Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is IAllegedly. Got a good one for you today. I am up on top of the hill in Laguna. Just an absolutely stunning day today. Just perfect weather. Absolutely perfect. We're going to cover some very cool things in the economy, and that is unconventional signs that we may be headed to a recession. Very cool. And before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and share it with everybody. Also, Webull is back. If you guys want to trade stocks, Webull is the easiest platform to trade stocks on. If you sign up for a free account, the link is below, and you get 2 free shares of stock. If you fund the account with anything, they give you 3 more shares of stock that could be worth up to $3,000 a piece. It could be worth up to $9,600 in total for your Webull package. Now, the cool thing also is they have cryptos. They've got a bunch of different cryptos you can trade, and also people in New York that couldn't trade cryptos online, now you guys can trade cryptos. Check it out today. Now, before I get into the video, one thing I want to mention is I had a subscriber reach out to me, Phoebe, who wrote me about her dad, Martin. And Martin recently had surgery and is on the mend, and Phoebe's sister, Jody, and his wife, Ruth, are taking care of Martin. But Martin, when I asked a little bit about him, Martin used to be a black cab driver in London. Now, what's a black cab? This is what a black cab is. Cool thing about this is that there's a tremendous amount of history with these black cabs. Martin drove these things, and Martin was a black cab driver. But the cool thing about this, think about this, the black cab, guys, this thing has more screen credits than anybody else. It's been in over 5,000 different productions, according to Internet Movie Database. It's one of the most popular modes of transportation in history. It's been in, you guys have seen it in James Bond, Doctor Who, Sherlock Holmes movies. That's what Martin drove. But again, Martin, a successful man, has the women around him later in life. You're a very lucky man, sir, to have these women care about you the way that they do. And I'll tell a story about my daughter in a little bit. But listen to your doctors, listen to your daughters, because they love you and care about you very much. And I am so grateful that you're here, sir. Okay? So let's get into it. There are some cool different gauges that people have used through history to determine if we're heading towards a recession. One of them comes out of the UK from a man named Lawrence. His last name was Lawrence, and he determined that it was called the Skyscraper Index. If we did not have skyscrapers being built in a huge manner, then we were heading towards a recession. You could tell by the tallest buildings in the world and when they stopped if there was an economic downturn coming, which is pretty fascinating when you think about that, guys. So there's that one. The next one is from the 1920s, and this one is that when times are good, women's skirts are higher, okay? They wear shorter skirts, okay? Who knew? So I like to call it the floozy index, but anyways, so if women wear shorter skirts, the economy's better. If they wear longer skirts, the economy's not good, and we're heading towards a downturn. Okay? Who knew? Okay, I love that one. The next one is Estee Lauder, the makeup company, said that when there is a downturn coming, that more women will buy lipstick and not buy entire makeup packages, and you'll see lipstick sales increase. Which I thought, that's kind of fascinating when you think about that. And so there's that. The other one is the price of a Big Mac. If a Big Mac goes up in price, they're saying that that's a huge inflationary spike, but also the number of Big Macs that are sold, which I haven't eaten a Big Mac. I was trying to think of the last time I had a Big Mac. It's been years for me. So there's that one. And, there's other things that they're talking about right now is the price of ramen noodles. If ramen noodles go up, things are bad. If people buy them in bulk, they're bad. I'm telling you, there could be so many different things that could set things off. But one thing that we're seeing right now is that people are really worried that there's going to be a downturn. And one thing that's fascinating right now is that you have all these serious people that people know that have warned that we could have a serious downturn and that we could have food shortages towards the end of the year. If that doesn't motivate you guys to stock up a little bit, think about this. The storm's coming in 3 months. Oh, okay. It's going to freeze. You may not have power for a week. Wouldn't you prepare for that? You should. So if someone told you that in summer or in the fourth quarter of this year that we may actually have food shortages after the midterm election here, wouldn't that motivate you to do something about that? Because it does. It motivates me to get ready. I tell all my clients to get ready with this stuff. So share your thoughts on this stuff. I want to know what you think. You can go crazy with this stuff. You can really look at some of these things and say, are they true gauges? Are they not? How people spend. Well, here's the thing. People are spending less money right now. They're just unhappy. They're not out spending the money that they used to spend 6 months ago, a year ago. You can blame it on stimulus. You can blame it on the lack of stimulus. But people are not doing what they did recently. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. Now, in addition to the crazy stuff, you can look at traditional things in business that have been indicators that a recession is coming. Everything from the yield curve, crossing over the 2-year, getting higher than the 10-year. You know, it's funny. That's a huge problem. But you get experts now that say, oh, it's no big deal. GDP, gross domestic product, if that's off, which it is, okay, which it's heading south. And again, I love the term technical recession. Like Mexico right now is in a technical recession because they've had 2 quarters of having their GDP down. People are not spending money, guys. People are not spending money at the grocery stores. People are not spending money online. Sales are off, guys, right now, and you don't want to admit that that's a problem. 27% of all the economists that they interviewed for all these different stories, and the link is below, talk about how we're heading to a recession and that we have a problem. But again, guys, I like to look at somebody like Greg Manarino, who said a recession would be an improvement from where they're at, because he thinks that this is a complete economic collapse that we are headed for right now, which is going to be nothing but a huge, huge problem for years to come, and it's going to wipe people out. Okay? You can also look at the other 5 indicators that they mentioned that could lead to a recession. Okay? I don't want to bore you with that. The next one is Robert Kiyosaki. I love Robert Kiyosaki. Read a lot of his books, seen a lot of his interviews. But this guy, he's getting more wild with his predictions right now. And this guy says that the next economic downturn, we're going to lose 50% of the people, and they're going to be completely wiped out. Now, what does that mean, sir? Does that mean that they're going to be wiped out financially, or are they going to die because of the economic downturn? So there's that. But again, you can see the Stansberry Research interview he did. You can also see the interview that's in print, where I got this story from. But again, Robert's talking about things like, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that cryptocurrencies that you need to get yourself involved in. Now, all that's great, but the one thing that's absolutely fascinating with this is that he says if we have a government digital currency, it's going to absolutely be a joke, because you'll have zero privacy and they'll know everything that you're going to do. So check this out, guys. The tide is so low right now. You've got none of the waves. We've seen the waves before, that come up these stairs up there. But the rocks are completely open. You can go through the tide pools out here and walk through all this stuff. It's just a beautiful day. It's just absolutely stunning out here. So there's that. Now, the final bit of crazy with all this, and again, Robert Kiyosaki's not nuts, but I just love how, man, the predictions with this guy, they're just not, hey, things are getting bad, you guys need to be concerned about this. No, they're just out there. They're 50% of the people are going to die because of what's going to happen. Now, again, prepare, guys. You've got to prepare. The final thing, when we talked about unconventional determinations of a recession, Alan Greenspan, the old former curmudgeon Greenspan, talked about the underwear index. Okay, what is this? When economic times are going south, men don't buy underwear. Well, that's insane. But he said it's the last thing you see, So it's the last thing that men purchase is underwear. Now, I was given a bit of advice when I was young that you never know where the day takes you, so always have clean underwear on. So there's that, okay? So Mr. Greenspan, you know what I mean? Alan Greenspan's underwear. What do you guys think about that one? Okay? So, share your thoughts on that. So, you know, Phoebe and Martin, how Phoebe reached out to me, it got me thinking about how lucky I was with my kids and how, you know, as a single dad, how, you know, I have a very good relationship with my children, and I've been very lucky about that. And I want to relate this to this one thing. And it's always been about communication, guys. That's always been the number one thing with my kids. Now, just to give you an idea of how long this has been, remember when Alec Baldwin, you know, Father of the Year, okay? That Alec Baldwin. Anyways, he left that horrific voicemail on his daughter's answering machine. Gosh, it was over 10 years ago now. Remember that? You know, called her a thoughtless pig and all that stuff. It was just horrible, okay? Well, anyways, my daughter was the same age as Alec Baldwin's daughter at that time. And we had this thing in our house where we called it inside voices, where I didn't care, guys, and I still, to this day, I've spoken to my daughter 3 times today, so you guys can sit there and say I'm a horrible parent. I don't care, okay? My relationship with my children, and they turned out okay, and they're successful, and they're moving their lives forward, was that we could talk about anything. And if they used a little profanity here and there inside the house, that was okay. Couldn't use it outside the house, but if they wanted to tell me something or describe something, we had code words. And the first one came from that Alec Baldwin tape where he was describing, he told his daughter what a thoughtless little pig she was. There's that. But he also said that his ex-wife, Kim Basinger, was a thoughtless pain in the ass. So, you know, you can't say that outside the house when you're 12. So we came up with TPITA. And to this day, my daughter will call people a TPITA. And we have other code words I won't share with you, but we had code words for heavy profanity to describe people and situations and things like that. But again, the communication was there, guys, and the communication with my children has never been better. And I have met people at my events, and to give you an example, my kids used to work at my events. You know, my son, who's a horrible photographer, I used to pay him to be the photographer. He liked the food station. He liked to go and eat, and what time's the buffet opening, Dad? You know, that was what he liked to go to the events for. But I paid him to take pictures. My daughter, with her video background, would be the videographer, and she would go and video the events. Well, you get people there of various wealth. Some were super, super wealthy, but they were blown away that my kids were involved with me. How do you do that? How'd you do that? How do you have this relationship with your children like this? Now, imagine a human being that has so much money that he could buy anything. He could buy a plane, he could buy an island, he could go buy anything he wanted, and has a horrible relationship with his children. What's that money do for that guy? It does nothing for him, okay? So as Martin's on the mend, Martin's got all the wealth in the world by having Jody, Phoebe, and Ruth there helping him out, okay? Remember that, guys. That's wealth, guys. So, Dan, I can't believe you would use that language in front of your children. Yeah, okay? My kids are hanging out. My daughter's friends always say, I don't know how you have such a great relationship with your dad. I hate my dad. Okay, good for you. They don't hate me. So I thought I'd share a little bit of family trivia with you guys. As the economy worsens, you're starting to get people come out and warning one way or another about these recessions. First one is Grandma Yellen. Janet Yellen is our Treasury Secretary. And I get people get all worked up. She's a very accomplished woman. You call her Grandma. I finally figured out who she reminds me of. When I was a kid, there was a British woman that would constantly, that looked like that, grandmother, that would yell at her children in the apartment complex I grew up in. When I'm talking second grade, okay? But that's where I learned the word cheeky. She used to say, don't get cheeky with me, and we never knew what it meant. So we used to call her cheeky baby which would set her off even more. So Grandma Yellen is saying that, hey, the situation in Ukraine is going to drag things out and make it worse. And we may see prices go up like we've never seen them before. Guys, this was happening prior to Ukraine, guys, and it was going to go up much higher prior to Ukraine. There's that. Now, next thing is online shopping, not online Amazon shenanigans. Online shopping for food is starting to take a turn for a few reasons. People are sick of the high prices. They're sick of the delivery charges. My girlfriend, for example, with all her dietary stuff that she does and the organic stuff, was sick and tired of saying, yeah, I'll take the alternative, and having everything be the alternative, cheaper brand, and still getting charged the same price. So there's that. This is a problem, guys, when it's that bad. People's mood has darkened during this time. People's expectations of where the economy is going to be 6 months from now is fine. I think it's realistic because people are finally saying, that seems pretty bleak right now. And guys, anybody I know, whether you're a friend, family member, client, somebody I meet, we just start talking, subscriber, I'm telling you guys, prepare. Get yourself ready for what's coming because, you know, I have no faith in what they're going to do. Now, listen, the Fed's going to do something dramatic. They're going to raise interest rates like we've never seen. They may go half a point. You guys think that that's going to do it? You really think that that's going to be the end all with this whole thing with inflation? That if they raise things half a point, I think they raise them half a point a week. Okay? I think we're going to see such crazy inflation between now and the end of the year, especially between now and the midterms, that it's going to make people think twice about all this stuff. It's incredibly windy up here. Sorry for the wind. But anyways, guys, there's that. Now, here's the one sick thing that we talked about in the last video that I was a little upset about is the restaurant revitalization grant was just in the talking stages. The House of Representatives just approved $40 billion for restaurant revitalization. How insane is that, guys? How insane is that? Restaurants are dying right now. Restaurants do not have people out there. How many restaurants a week do you go to? Most people, I don't care how wealthy they are, the wealthiest of people are staying away from restaurants right now in droves. They are not going out and shopping and going to restaurants like they used to. Just not doing it like they did in years gone by. So there's that. Now, you're going to give $40 billion to these people. And again, because of the bureaucrats and how it will get screwed up, when they said, hey, only a third of the people that applied for money got the money. Well, I know hundreds of businesses, including people on this channel that went out of business during this time because they couldn't get an EIDL loan, couldn't get a PPP loan, and these criminals got all this stuff. And you're going to see real problems with this. So they're going to pick and choose who's going to get this money. But again, you're going to see businesses that are closed that they're going to give money to. How insane is that? What lunatic did that? So share your thoughts on that. I don't care where you are from around the world. If you think about that, if you think that a business that is closed should get money right now to restart, you're crazy. Because again, the restaurant business today is completely different than it was 6 months ago. Oh, Dan, you're crazy. My family's been in the restaurant business for 40 years. Good. And it's nuts. They were in the restaurant business. Now they're closed. So there's that. Now, the other thing is Red Lobster just announced that their CEO is stepping down after 6 months. This is supposed to be the turnaround guy. He says, no, it's real bleak and there's a real problem with Red Lobster. Now, sorry about that, guys. See that little pounding sound is the American flag, the pole getting hit against that. Ding, 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 ding. Anyways, so think about this. Red Lobster, okay, because I have a family member that owns a restaurant and they explained to me exactly how Red Lobster prepares their food. And let's just say it's the Applebee's of fish, okay? So if you want something cheap, great story too with my son. My son, when he would do something good, whether it's sports, school, whatever, when he was a kid, I get to go anywhere I want, Dad? Yeah, anywhere. If I do this, if I get an A on this project, I get to pick any restaurant I want. Yeah, anywhere you want. He would always go to Applebee's. Okay? So, I can smell the deep fried goodness from here, guys. It was just horrific. The food is crap. And Anyways, that's what Red Lobster is. But Red Lobster has pre-prepared food, microwave a lot of different dishes, things like that. But again, it's the Applebee's of fish. Sorry to rag on Red Lobster, but they're in huge trouble right now. So should we give Red Lobster more money? Are you going to go spend money at Red Lobster? Because the problem with it is that I haven't been there in years. Last time I was there, it was outrageous before this increase came about. So I don't think they give you the endless bread, biscuits, cheese biscuits, whatever those things are called. Anyways, what do you guys think about all this stuff? Because I really want to know what you think, because I think they're doomed, guys. When the CEO steps down and he was the turnaround expert, and the turnaround expert leaves and bails the scene, that's when you know you've got a real problem on your hands. So share your thoughts on this. But you guys, your tax dollars are going to these restaurants right now. They're giving $40 billion. You guys think that this is okay? Share your thoughts on this stuff. Everything that's happening right now has a warning sign attached to it. Don't listen to it, do whatever you want. But as we get closer and closer and closer to summer, you're going to see more and more problems with this stuff. People are searching for entertainment that is free. It's one of the largest searches online is free entertainment right now. You know, now that sports goes back and concerts go back, it's crazy. But, you know, I get things sent to me from all over, and I want to share something with you guys. Marie went, as a subscriber, went to visit one of her friends in Los Angeles and was shocked at all the homeless encampments. But she was shocked even more when she was at her friend's house and the homeless encampment across the street caught on fire. So I want to show you this just real quick. People often ask, why move to LA? And I just say it's the vibe. It's so positive. There's so many good things that happen. Oh my gosh. That's just crazy. So, you know, you too could have this outside your home. So there should be the poster for every mayoral candidate should play this video and say, oh wow, this is what you have when you come to LA. Isn't this awesome, guys? How crazy is this? I'm going to end this video on these last few stories. First thing is a reminder that tax day is April 18th this year. Emancipation Day falls on a Saturday. They pushed tax day to the 18th this year, so you do not need to file your taxes. If you need help with your taxes, reach out to your local accounting association within your state, because if they don't have help, they'll offer somebody that can. Speaking of this, there was just a huge Bitcoin conference, and they were talking about taxes, and they were talking about where cryptocurrency is headed in 2022 and 2023. Kathy Wood from ARK Investments said that she still thinks that Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million a Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. They talked about all this different stuff, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu going to half a penny. Let's hope so, okay? Good luck to everybody that's involved in all that stuff. So share your thoughts on that. Now, I had someone reach out to me, Jason, who wrote me a letter saying that he wanted some advice on investing. Now, I don't give advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice on any of this. But if you guys are in an industry, it's a perfect example. Jason is a plumber. If you are a plumber, that's a perfect industry. Jason makes a good wage as a plumber, okay? There's that. Plus, one thing is, look at your industry. There are big players in there. There are small players. You know who's on the upturn right now. You know who's doing well. Do people spend more money when the economy goes south? Do they buy American Standard and not Kohler during that time? Look at companies like that. Those are safe places to put your money, and those are industries you should look at, okay? That's what I would tell my friends. But again, make your own choices. Don't, gamble money. Invest for the long term and look at companies with solid backgrounds before you do anything, okay? There's that. I'm going to end this thing with this final story that you guys may or may not have seen. There was a guy who bought a cruise ship on Craigslist. Okay, absolutely crazy. But this guy has spent the last 10 years trying to fix up the cruise ship on Craigslist. And again, good for him. It's crazy that he did that. But now he's doing fundraising and different things like that. What is the craziest thing you guys have seen for sale online? Share that with everybody. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you one and all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And what else? Don't forget the Webull promotion. It ends in like 10 days or something like that. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. And once again, everybody that bought angel tickets, you did a really good thing. Thank you so much.